Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 19 of Your Take, My Take by John and Jacob. I'm John.
I'm Jacob.
And today we want to come to you because the NBA draft is coming up tomorrow or Thursday night. And it's an exciting time to see, the future stars of the league and potential breakout stars and just how they're going to reshape the league. And so we want to give you our take on who we believe the top 5 picks will be, and also who the Phoenix Suns will draft, and also some of the other takes of who we think might be the biggest bust, who might be the biggest sleeper, and who might be the biggest franchise player or the best player coming out of the draft. And so we wanted to give that to you. But as tradition, we're going to start off with a coin flip. And so I'll let Jacob call it there again.
Tails.
It's tails.
It's tails.
So it's up to you. What do you want to do?
I think I'll go first today.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so for the first pick, the Detroit Pistons have it. We're going to pick Cade Cunningham. He's by far the best player in this draft. There's nobody else closer to him. He's the perfect modern point guard size. He's 6'8". He can shoot the ball. He can dribble. He's a good passer. He plays really good defense. I think the Pistons would be really dumb if they didn't take him or trade him away even. So first pick is Cade Cunningham lock. So the number 2, the Houston Rockets got it. I think they'll take Jalen Green. He's second best player. He's a freak athlete. He's an okay shooter. He's nothing special of a shooter, but he's a good defender. He's got good size to him, so he'll go number 2. So the Cleveland Cavaliers have the third pick. This also, I'd say top 3. It's gonna go Cade, Jalen Green, and then Evan Mobley. Sorry, his brother is Isaiah. I was almost going to say that. But
he's not going to get drafted.
Yeah. Evan Mobley is a 7-foot center. He's like a modern-day big. He can play any type of defense. He's a good perimeter defender. He's a good he just plays good defense. He's fast. He can move, and he's a good shooter too, and he's got really good IQ for the game. Number 4th pick, Toronto Raptors. I think Kyle Lowry is going to be gone this year, so they need a point guard, and what better than Jalen Suggs? He's 6'4", 6'5", elite defender, good shooter. He's got good playmaking, and he's a good leader. So I think that they'll go with him. He's a really good point guard, but yeah, he's a good point guard. So Orlando Magic is next, and this one I was kind of debating, but I think I'm going to go with Scotty Barnes. He's a good shooter. He's been rising up in the draft. Teams love him. Their teams are trying to trade up for him. He's 6'8", but has a 7'3" wingspan. So he's
about
pretty.
My wingspan.
You wish, but maybe a 5'3" wingspan. but he's a good shooter. He played at Florida State. That's a good basketball school, so he's gonna be good for them, for the Orlando Magic. And they need a small forward. They have 3 good big men, Mo Bamba, and they have Wendell Carter, and then they have Jonathan Isaac. They're all solid.
All 3 bad.
No. They're all young and good. They don't need Jonathan. I don't know how to say his last name. Kuminga. It's a hard name, but they don't need another player like him. I'm just saying they have other players like him.
None of those 3 bigs. They're all expendable. All 3 of the bigs that you named on the Magic could easily be traded away, and no one would care.
No, they're young. They have like potential. You don't want to keep that. You're right.
Orlando Magic might be the worst team in the NBA.
Oh yeah, they traded away
with
just Gary Harris, Michigan State boy.
With their roster, they might be literally the worst team in the NBA besides maybe the Houston Rockets. But even the Houston Rockets, have decent talent.
Yeah.
And so I'll take it back. Orlando Magic by far has the least amount of talent in the NBA.
Yeah, they're really bad. For the Phoenix Suns, I was also debating this, but I like Trey Mann. I don't know if he'll be there, but he's projected.
Shooting guard?
No, he's point guard. 6'4" and a fourth. But with shoes on, he's 6'5". He's
lifts on. He's 6'7", huh, Jacob?
Well, he's around my height too. So he's a 41% three-point shooter. He's a good shot creator, and I think the Suns need him. He'd be good coming off the bench, and Suns need players like him. So I'm gonna do the biggest potential bust, and I hate this guy. I hate that he played at Duke for like 2 games. His name is Jalen Johnson. Michigan State shut him down so badly that he quit. He quit on Duke.
He did right after that game.
He literally quit on Duke. He can't.
Wait, he pulled us some files?
Oh no! Don't. Oh
Okay, go
no!
ahead.
Oh no! I'm just saying he's pretty high up there in the draft, and I don't think he's good. He plays soft, and I don't think he's gonna be good. The potential biggest superstar. This is a no-brainer to me. It's Cade Cunningham. He's gonna be a franchise player. He's by far the Pistons' best player if they draft him, which I'm 99% confident they will. But he's going to be really good with them, and I'm excited for Cade to be on that team. So the biggest sleeper pick. This might be a little biased, but I'm going to say Josh Christopher. He was a high recruit coming to college. ASU's basketball team was so bad this year that.
But he's a shooting guard that can't shoot. Just remember that. That usually
he's been working on his shooting.
But that usually equals busts, not potential sleepers.
But
Shooting guards who can't shoot.
He did come out, and he's been shooting well. He had a good combine. He was one of the top 3 players in the combine scrimmages, and I have confidence in him. I think he's good size. He's athletic, and he's big. He can defend well too.
All right, is that it?
I think so.
I thought you were saying Aaron Henry was your sleeper.
No.
All right.
Too small.
He's not that small. All right. Well, I'm going to jump into my top 5 picks in my take on this upcoming draft. I won't lie. Jacob must have looked at my sheet because the top 5 picks are exactly the same.
Oh, my goodness.
I think the top 4 picks are pretty much set in stone, barring any trades. So number 1, the Detroit Pistons, I think if they keep the pick, which I want them to keep the pick unless they come up with some ridiculous great deal, which might not even sway me to give up on someone. Cade Cunningham is going to be number 1. He's a unanimous number 1 prospect in this draft. I think he could be a more athletic, better version of Luka Doncic. And it's a big ceiling, but I think he's that good. He's 6'8" and he's got a 7'1" wingspan. He plays point guard. He can guard 4 positions. He can probably guard 5 positions when teams go small ball 5. And so the fact that you have that much versatility and the fact that he has so many offensive moves, he's clear cut number 1. Number 2, the Houston Rockets I think they're actually pick Jalen Green from the G League. He's got some of the highest ceiling. He reminds me of a mix between Jaylen Brown and Anthony Edwards. They're really athletic. They're kind of streaky shooters, but I think he's probably has the second highest ceiling in the draft. Mm-hmm. Number 3, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers picking Evan Mobley like Jacob did. He's a 6'11", 7-foot center, power forward center, modern age, big, who can go out and stretch the floor. He also can handle the rock, can shoot, and he's a great defensive player down low where he's a rim protector and also he can switch on pick and rolls, which is a big deal now in the league. Number 4, this is where I think it's pretty obvious. Toronto Raptors, I think, are moving from Kyle Lowry, like Jacob said. I think they're going to pick Jalen Suggs, who's probably the second best point guard behind Cade Cunningham. If you put Cade as something else besides a point guard, Jalen Suggs is probably the best point guard prospect because of his overall size, athletic ability, and he's kind of a streaky shooter, but the fact that he's got a competitive edge to him that I think he's probably the most competitive of all. Number 5, this is where it gets tricky because I think a lot of people believe it's a 4-man draft in the top 4. There's a lot of options at number 5. Orlando Magic probably need 12 first-round draft picks to even field a decent team. But to me, I think they're going to pick Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is a Florida kid, grew up in Florida, played at Florida State. He's versatile, can play multiple positions. And according to all reports, he's done remarkable in terms of the workouts. There are a lot of talks that Jonathan Kuminga is also going to be in this pick, or Franz Wagner, or there's other people in this position. I think they're going to pick Scotty Barnes. The Phoenix Suns, this is a tough situation with Phoenix Suns. They're 29, but they need a lot more than what a 29 team generally states.
Yeah, they really do.
And so they can go money routes. They can try to get a point guard, but they're not going to get any franchise player at 29. That's what we have to remember. They're not going to get a franchise player. So what do we really need, and what value can we get to help our team immediately? And I think that's what we got to look at. And I don't think we're going to get a franchise point guard. If we're going to go point guards, I think we should get Bones Highland.
Oh, yes.
But I don't think we're going to go that route. If they're going to go to a shooting route, I think they're going to pick up someone like Trey Murphy from Virginia.
Oh, yeah,
that guy can shoot well. He's 6'9". He reminds me of maybe a little bit better athlete of Cam Johnson. He's classified as one of the best shooters in the draft. But the Phoenix Suns love those type of players. Long, athletic, can shoot threes. But I'm going to go away from all that. If you look at the playoffs, what do we need? We need a backup big.
Yeah.
We need a backup big that can get rebounds and can play defense and can pass out, not shoot the ball, but to pass and to rebound and to play defense. And the person who does that the best, I think that will be available in that pick, is Day'Ron Sharpe from North Carolina. He's 6'11", 7 foot. He's in good shape. He had unbelievable assist records for North Carolina for a center position. He had the highest rate in terms of offensive rebounding. I think the fact that he didn't score that much hurt him, but we don't need him to score. We need him to back up DeAndre Ayton, come in there and throw his body around, get rebounds, play defense, and pass out the ball. If you do that, that's a steal of the draft. But again, I don't know if he's going to do that. I don't know if he's going to be around, but I would go that route because I think he can help us right away. My biggest star that I think is going to come out of the class, I think, is a two-man race. I think it's clear cut though. I think it's Cade Cunningham. Mm-hmm. The next one I would assume is Jalen Green, but I think Cade Cunningham is head and shoulders better than everyone. If they're, and so I'm not going to expound on that. I can talk a whole session about how good he is, but he's going to be the biggest star. Biggest bust, I think there's several of them, but I'm going to throw out Jonathan Kuminga, who shot 20% three-pointers in the G League. And the fact that he dominated high school ball and was one or two prospect in high school, that's because he's physically more talented than everyone in high school, but you're going to play against grown men in the NBA that are just as athletic as you. You have to be able to shoot the ball, and he can't shoot. And so I'm going to say he's a potential biggest bust, or for all you Michigan fans, Franz Wagner. I think
he's awful. Yeah.
I think he is projected in the top 10. He's a 6'9", skinny European player, and people like him because they think he's skilled and can shoot. But if you ever watched him play, he kind of chokes down in the clutch. And he's kind of soft. I think he's soft. And just like most Michigan players, he's soft. And so I consider him to be one of the biggest busts. Now, potential biggest bust. Now, one of the potential biggest sleepers, this was a little bit harder because I think this class is so deep. I think it's going to be Bones Highland, the point guard from VCU. He's 6'3", 6'4", got long arms, can shoot, and according to all combines, he really impressed everyone with his ability to break out, and a lot of people think he's going to be a mid-major that comes out and surprises someone like Damian Lillard. And that's a high ceiling for him, but I think he could do that well. I'm not Dame Time's level, but I think he could be a solid starter in the NBA, and for him to be projected to be late first, I think that would be the steal of the draft. Again, the other one I'm going to put out there, he's probably not going to be the first round, is my boy Aaron Henry from Michigan State. I think Michigan State knows how to play defense. In the NBA, you need to play defense and you need to be able to knock down shots and play smart. He does all those. Michigan State checks all those boxes. We saw that with, Draymond Green. We saw that with Zaire Tillman. We're going to see that with Aaron Henry. He's versatile, can guard 1 through 3, and he can shoot the ball and create. And so the fact that he's 6'6" with 6'9", 6'10" arms, he can guard multiple positions. I think that's very vital in the NBA now. Another player, last one, is Zaire Williams from Stanford. I saw him in high school. I thought Stanford's system was not set for him. This guy's a run and gun player who can run and he can jump and he can fly around. He's unpolished, but I think Stanford's system slowed him down. If he would have went to another school where he was just set loose, I think you would have seen him do a lot better than what you saw. I think the NBA is more to his system. Remember, Kelly Oubre didn't do very well in Kansas, but Zaire Williams, same thing. If you give him the open court, he's going to do well. So that is my take. Like I said, Jacob and I have identical top 5 picks. We have different people that we think might shine out and might be busts. But I love the NBA draft. What do you think?
Yeah, I like the NBA draft too. It's fun. It shapes the whole future of the NBA too.
Yes. And like I said, Detroit Pistons don't mess this up. You have potentially get a franchise player in Cade Cunningham. Let's just stick with him and make the playoffs next year as a 6th seed. That's what I think. And we'll get another player. We'll bump up to the 3rd seed. I think that's how good Cade Cunningham is.
Yes.
So that's Jacob and I's take. Thank you for watching episode 19 of Your Take, My Take by John and Jacob. I'm John.
I'm Jacob.
And I hope you enjoyed this video. And like I said, subscribe, comment, and like us. And I hope you enjoy the NBA draft.